In this video, I'm going to show you how you can start using Twitter to help grow your business or brand, or maybe just even as another marketing tool to complement everything else that you're doing online. And that's all coming up right now. So here we are on my Twitter profile, Mark Warnken, as we dive straight into this video, which is all about giving you 5 marketing tips to help grow your business or brand in 2022. So moving on to tip number 1. Tip number 1, I say to everyone, no matter which of the social media platforms that you're going to be focusing on, is to set up and optimize your profile. In this instance, it would be your Twitter profile for success. Now, I know it might sound a little bit, very basic, but if you're going to be in marketing your business and brand, just like we have with our websites, we spend time and effort setting up our website, thousands of dollars, but too many people miss setting up their social media platforms. So setting up and optimizing your profile for success is the first thing you need to be doing. There's a couple of quick tips that I want to give you and explain to you here in tip number 1. Firstly, I want you to, customize your profile image and here your banner or your cover image, because basically these will help stop the scroll when someone finds you on Twitter. So your banner image is the one here, and for myself, it's making social media for business owners and brands easy. And there's my profile image as well. So you might have a product or service and you might have your logo here as well. You then want to work out, what is going to be your handle, your Twitter handle name. That's right. When people say, what is your Twitter handle? That's where you have the @ symbol. But your character space are limited. You only get 15 character spaces. So you need to be a little bit creative with that. You also, with your bio here, you're wanting to have a benefit statement, maybe who you are and what you do and how you help, adding some of your keywords and industry taglines as well. Maybe you're going to advertise, pin the city you're residing in around the world, add a clickable link. I've got my YouTube channel here as well. So this is all the basics and the fundamentals of setting yourself up for success. And then equally, you might then want to pin a post right to the top of your Twitter profile. As you can see me scrolling through here, seeing some of my older posts, you can actually click on one of these, and I will do that. And it says you can pin to your profile. So let me actually do that now, and it will pin it to the top. So you're then wanting to actually pin one of your most prominent tweets, or maybe one of your latest marketing tweets, all the way to the top of your profile. See, I've now done that. So that would be then the first thing that people will see. This is all based on marketing your business. If someone lands on your Twitter profile, you want them to stop the scroll, you want them to engage, you want them to hit the follow button, and you're wanting them to actually start having a look what you're all about. So now I actually have a separate video on this one on Twitter for beginners, and I will put the link to that one in the comment section below. It goes into a little bit more details on how to set up your Twitter profile for success. And equally, actually, I'm just going through a little bit of a rebrand at the moment. My banner image is changing. I've changed it here on my LinkedIn profile, just to refresh, making social media for business owners easy. Still going through getting the sizing correct on my YouTube channel as well. So when you watch this video, you'll probably see some new banner images here, but that's just because I'm going through changing them and updating, which I do every 6 to 12 months. Which moves us on to tip number 2, and that's all about developing a posting strategy. Now, a posting strategy, not that only that you can use here on Twitter, but you'd also be able to use it on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform you're focusing on. But the idea is to have a strategy in place. That way, you'll always have content ideas. You're not going to be scratching your head on a Monday morning thinking, what am I going to be posting? So the idea is to start planning in advance. That way, you're never going to be out of ideas on what to post and when to post and how to post. And for myself, I focus a lot on promoting my YouTube videos. So all of my YouTube videos, and this will be one of them, I cross promote on LinkedIn. But just 5 minutes or so ago, I then created a poll. I just wanted to get some feedback from my followers. Equally, I shared another video, which was just a fun, video that we see online all the time these days. Sharing more of my videos. I shared a little bit of an update here about how our COVID vaccination rates here in Australia have ticked over 90%. But the idea is, what I want you to do is have a strategy in place for all of your, Twitter posting that you can utilize not only here on Twitter, but across all of the other social media platforms. And as I scroll through the news feed of my Twitter profile, you start to see some of the people that I'm following. Now, the first tip that I want you to focus on, stopping the scroll. You can see I'm scrolling through now, and image, headline, content. Here we go. Sports Center. The Browns, Dolphins, Broncos have all been eliminated from the NFL, the American football playoffs. So you're wanting to be creating a strategy, and the number one, I suppose, focus on that strategy is stopping the scroll. We can see me scrolling through Australia's Prime Minister warning on zero COVID calls, whatever that's all about. But the idea is image, headline, content. You want to stop the scroll, because otherwise, if you're not stopping the scroll on any of the social media platforms, all of your activity that you're doing online, marketing your business or brand, will come to zero, because there'll be zero engagement, there'll be zero clicks, there'll be zero likes and comments and shares, and all of that will flow through, most likely meaning there will be zero sales coming through for your business. So here we go. Now, what's this one all about? I don't know what it's all about. Is it a marketing video? Is it an art video? But it stopped the scroll, didn't it? Look at the man with all the hair on his back. I'm looking at it and it looks like art. But what it did, it stopped the scroll, didn't it? It allowed me to, incorporate this tweet in my video, 10 seconds worth. So you're wanting to develop a strategy so you're never out of ideas on what you're going to be posting and when and how, that type of thing. More COVID information update, more football update here, various other content from lots and lots of people. Stopping the scroll needs to be one of your main focuses here online. And if you don't get that right, your efforts on Twitter and on all the social media platforms, won't be bearing much fruit for you at all. And I do have a separate video on how to post on Twitter. It just goes into all of those little points that I mentioned in more details. So I will put the link for this particular video, which has had 87,000 views, in the description below as well. Now, the third marketing tip that I want you to be focusing on as well is to join in with the conversation here on Twitter. That's right. You want to start following business pages, personalities, sporting news organizations, things like that. So you can then start to engage with the conversation that's going on online here on Twitter. Not only here on Twitter, but I suppose on social media in general. So social media is all about visibility. Visibility equals credibility equals profitability. So here's a post here. The NFL, it's Monday morning here in Australia, so that means Sunday in the United States. All the football games are happening. Now, I've liked that tweet just by clicking the like. I can quit here the thought bubble and leave a comments, and it can be as simple as this: go Chargers, go. Again, when I do this, I leave behind a calling card, and my calling card is my comments. So this is how we start, engaging with the community online in Twitter. And equally, I can click the retweet button. So I can retweet this out to my audience. Now, retweeting's just a little bit like forwarding on an email or sending on a message as well. So that's how simple it is to start engaging with the audience here on Twitter. And the more we do that, and this forms part of your online strategy, you might be thinking, Mark, well, what's the point? Well, it's a little bit like a marketing or a networking meeting. We go to business networking events. No use sitting in the corner at a business networking event and not engaging with anyone. It's the same type of concept here on social media. There's no use going to the time and effort of setting up your Twitter profile or your LinkedIn profile or your YouTube channel or whatever it might be. There's no use going to that time and effort if you're then not going to join the party. And part of joining the party is you can get to engage. Would you prefer a long video? Here it looks like a poll. The video about thesis writing tips is going to be very long. Would you prefer one long video or two short videos? I'd say two short videos, and so did 81%. So this lady's got some feedback straight away. Look how powerful Twitter can be, where you can actually ask a question, do a poll, and get instant feedback. 81% would have said to her that she would rather have two short videos done, but she's now got instant feedback. So by liking and commenting and sharing and just engaging with your, I suppose, the community that you want to be involved with, and you get to decide the community that you want to be involved with by liking and following them on Twitter. And previously, I didn't show you this. I actually put my own poll up here on Twitter not that long ago, a few minutes ago, and it's what's called, what social media platform will you be focusing on? So just like I engaged with that poll that you saw me click on the link before, I've done something similar to that, and people start to engage with me. So engaging with the business community, I suppose, not only business community, just the greater worldwide community here online is another activity, another thing that we can all be doing for free to start being found. And here we go. This is a good one. See, it stopped the scroll. It stopped the scroll. See these images? The stupidity is killing me, that type of thing. And this is what Twitter can be all about. It can be about fun as well. Extremely annoying photos that'll push your OCD to the limit. Not only funny, but engaging as well. So that's tip number 3, engaging with the online conversation that's happening from all around the world here on Twitter. Marketing tip number 4 is all about working out a hashtag strategy. That's right. Hashtags and Twitter, they go hand in hand. So you quite often see people include hashtags, and the reason behind a hashtag is it becomes a reference. That's right. People can go to the search box here on Twitter and key in the hashtag, and then it will bring up all the posts or all the tweets on Twitter that actually have that hashtag included. Think of it a little bit like an old-fashioned reference box card at the library, or think of it like doing a Google search. When you do a Google search, Google bring up relevance based on what you search. So hashtags narrows that down. So here we go. Here was a video, a post that I did a few days ago, again, regarding one of my YouTube videos. Are you watching LinkedIn cover story videos? Sorry, are you using LinkedIn cover story videos yet? To liven up your profile, watch my latest video. And I've included some hashtags: LinkedIn, cover story, video, cover story. So the idea is that if anyone's going to the search box here on Twitter, see over here on the top right, if anyone's going here and putting in one of those particular hashtags, it then references it, and it's another opportunity for me to market my business and be seen and be found. And when I'm scrolling through my news feed, here we go. Here's a post from Jess Bullis, who I follow here on Twitter. He's got hashtag email marketing. So this particular tweet or this particular article that he's posted, no doubt, is all about email marketing, and he's referenced that with a simple hashtag, one hashtag only. So developing a hashtag and a strategy is something else that we can all be doing. But there's a little bit of science to it as well. Let me show you. Now, it equally applies on Twitter as well as Instagram, but the theory behind it is both the same. And here's a slide that I've just recently created for one of my Instagram training courses, and it equally works here on Twitter. You're wanting to mix up your hashtags. Using popular hashtags are hard to rank for. And maybe if you're then too niche as well, like using hashtags that people aren't searching for, they're not going to find them anyway. So the idea is that if you're just going to be using all of the popular hashtags, that have millions of people using them, you're probably not going to get ranked. So you want to have a mix of all of them. So you want to use some of the most popular, you then want to use some of the most medium used hashtags. Equally, as you go down, you then want to start using some of the less popular ones. Right down to the bottom, you want to use some of the very niche hashtags to see if you can start ranking on them. This is a slide that I'm using for one of my Instagram training modules, but it equally applies on Twitter as well. And again, the idea with Twitter and hashtags, let me click on cover story video. It's narrowing it down. I've just done a search on Twitter. I'm saying to Twitter, can you show me all of the tweets that have this particular hashtag in? Mine is ranking first. various other ones, cover story video, there we go, as we scroll down a little bit more, or maybe there's not too many. So this is maybe a good idea. Not many people here on Twitter are using this particular hashtag. So if I use that in all of my posts on this particular topic, there's an opportunity for me to start cornering the market and becoming, high up, ranking first for a particular hashtag. And tip number 5 here on Twitter, and not only here on Twitter, but across all of the social media platforms, is video, video, video. So as I start scrolling through my news feed again, here we go. The autoplay basketball video has started. It's done by Sports Center. It doesn't give me any options. It's an autoplay and it's stopped the scroll. So the idea is with video content these days, video content is the preferred medium. Let me see, scrolling through, if I'm going to see some other video content. I'm quite sure the NFL are going to have one as well. Again, there we go. The sports channels do it brilliantly. Here is a 29-second clip. And this was the game that we saw earlier that I commented, Go Chargers Go. Video content is absolutely everywhere. You need to develop a video strategy along with a hashtagging strategy, which all folds into your posting strategy. So, but video content is the future. It is not the future. It is here now. The sports and marketing channels do it fantastic. As we scroll through, So you can sort of see with my newsfeed, yes, I'm probably heavily focused with a lot of sporting channels at the moment, but this particular one, here we go. I'm following this particular person. No, I'm not following it, but wow, here we go. I'm following Usain Bolt, and Usain Bolt retweeted it. Here we go. So Usain Bolt, who I follow on Twitter, he has retweeted this tweet or this post to his newsfeed. That's why it's appearing on my homepage, and it's video content. And look at that. We've now engaged with it for 18, 19 seconds. Video content is the future, and that wraps up my top 5 marketing tips that I want you to be focusing on in 2022.